Oh my God! What have we done? This is a day I've been waiting for so long. I'm currently awaiting the arrival of the new car we have purchased. And before I get into big details about that, I just want to say how mind-blowing this is. I never thought that I'd be owning a Ferrari. When I first got interested into cars, Ferrari was like the holy grail of cars. There's actually a picture out there somewhere at my parents' house of me standing next to like a 360, I think it is, when I'm 8 years old. And at that point, I knew I've always wanted a Ferrari. I purchased this car about a month ago, and according to my calculations, he should be here any minute now. Oh my God!
I can't believe you've done this.
What have we done? What have we done?
Oh shit, that's real. It's real.
Dude, it's
I
so
thought
real.
you were faking it.
It's so
All
real.
of those little Easter eggs, I thought you were making a meme, but it's real.
Oh my God! What have we done?
It is fucked, dude. Why would you do this?
Oh my God, it's so real, bro.
Dude, it's mint.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's in perfect condition.
Wow. You're not selling this. You're never selling this. Dude.
Damn.
Look at those brakes.
Carbon
The
ceramics.
windshield.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get this thing unloaded, roll it in the shop, and I'll give you guys a little backstory on this Ferrari. We're gonna need some wheel dollies to move this car. The car right now is not starting, so we're gonna have to get some wheel dollies. We're gonna put this underneath all 4 tires, and we're just gonna put it up on all of them and roll it in the shop and take a deeper look. Okay, so we now have a 2015 Ferrari 458. I believe there's about 4,000 miles on the car, and as you can see, it got into a pretty nasty front end collision. Now, the interesting thing about this car and what really spiked my interest on it is that it is still a clean title. The car allegedly still does run. The battery right now is completely shot. I can't even get it to go into accessory mode. The key just goes in ignition and we can turn it a little bit so the wheel doesn't lock. That's pretty much about it. I don't know much about this car. I don't know how it got into an accident. I don't know anything. All I know is that it is a 2015 4,000 mile Ferrari, clean title, allegedly still runs and drives. Now I know you guys are thinking, TJ, why didn't you get the 430? We know how much you wanted a 430. I have wanted a 430 for so long. There's actually a funny story about this 458. One of my very, very good friends, Chris from B is for Build, actually bought this for me and then I paid him back for it. So he was looking on Copart one night and actually came across this car and he was looking at it and I was like, dude, I've wanted a 430 for so long. He's like, TJ, why don't you just go for a 458? And I was like, well, because I only want to spend like 100,000 on an F430 and you can't get a 458 for 100,000. And he was like, if I can find you a good 458 for around 100,000, would you be interested? And just talking shit, I was like, yeah, like I would, I'd be down. Like he was like, so if I bought it for you, pay me back. I was like, yeah, I would. Lo and behold, a couple days later, he finds one, and then I get a call one day as I'm filming, which I actually left in a blooper reel. So I've been leaving Easter eggs about this car for about 3 weeks, almost a month at this point. I left an Easter egg of the conversation where he calls me, he goes, so Tej, I got you that Ferrari. And long story short, just a little bit over 100 grand, I picked up this 458. Now, like I said, the very interesting thing about this car is that it is a clean title. And right now, a 2015 458 with around 4,000 miles, they're going for about 215 grand. So if I put anywhere under like 60 to 70 grand into this car and I decide to sell it, we should make a profit on it, which is awesome. I'm really excited about is how much I'm gonna learn during this whole entire build, because this is something I've never done before, and I've been seeing a couple of creators doing it, and I'm like, wow, that seems really fun, and it's a really cool way to get into a really expensive car for cheap. So lo and behold, this starts the series of bringing back the wrecked 458. Everything from the front fenders back looks pretty good, but let's just dive right into the meat of this car and let's just look under the hood here. So I've done some looking online and I've done some research on what's underneath the bonnet of the Ferrari, and there is pretty much a support beam right here, which is probably the most expensive piece that we're gonna need to replace on this car. There's like a front core support that runs for about $17,000 retail. Now we can find some used and we can even find some cheaper on eBay, but that core support goes around here. We're gonna need some headlights, bumpers, new hood, fenders. The side skirt needs to get fixed up. Everything should be bolted back on. That's what we're hoping. Because if I want to keep this to Ferrari standards, if we do any welding, if we don't do that in a Ferrari specialized shop, from what I researched online, it isn't built back properly, and Ferrari doesn't, I don't know the exact Ferrari terms, but it's not Ferrari spec, if you may, if Ferrari doesn't do the welding. So this lower control arm is fine. If you look at this other side, this lower control arm is completely snapped off. This front wheel is bent, but it looks like our carbon ceramic brakes are still intact. We have a little bit of scuff on the caliper. There's some scuffs around the wheels. Our windshield is cracked. I don't think it'll be too hard sourcing all this. I'm pretty sure we might be able to find like a front end clip for a 458. I've been doing some digging and I have seen some things out there.
It looks like there's a bolt here.
From what I've researched, this whole front end should bolt off. So like
that's easy.
From here, there's like imagine like a rectangle support beam. I'm actually gonna throw a picture of it up on the screen right now so you guys can get an idea of what I'm looking at. And if that's the case, we should be able to bolt off this front frame. We should be able to take all of this off.
Like all of this bent shit can come off. Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you that I believe.
Okay.
I'm no 458 specialist, nor did I ever think we'd have this in front of us. So I'm pretty sure that's correct.
Okay, it looks like it.
It looks like it, yeah. So we can even kind of see the provisions. Looks like you can almost bolt all this off, which would make our lives so much easier.
This bottom piece looks
there's like an awkward, like, it's weird. There's no like dent, but it looks like burnt off and like, ow, fuck me, it actually hurt. All the way down to like the bare metal of the car, which is odd. It almost looks like it got like something like melted all this off. I'm not quite sure. But other than that, I mean, the door opens just fine. Doesn't rub up against any of the front fender. And the interior looks pretty awesome. And I can tell you that it literally smells like a brand new Ferrari. You know that authentic leather smell? It's very, very apparent, which is awesome. Now, I don't know what package or anything. I haven't even searched the VIN yet, which surprised I haven't done that yet. So I don't know the exact packaging on this car, but it's a black on black interior. We have white stitching on the car, and it has, I don't know if this is stock or not, but it has carbon fiber everywhere. This whole entire dash, all the way to the end of the AC vent, is all carbon fiber. It wraps around and goes towards the front left of the car. The steering wheel is all wrapped in carbon, and it even has the wheel that lights up for like the shift marks. I don't know if that's stock in 458s, but, and the paddle shifters are also carbon. Our control panel down here is all carbon fiber, so it's pretty sweet, and the door sills are carbon fiber. So like I said, I'm not sure if that's stock in all Ferraris. It might be, it might not be, but that is pretty neat. The battery is tucked down underneath the passenger seat, and right now, as you can see, I have the key in the car, and it does absolutely nothing. So my assumption is that we'll probably throw a battery tender on this overnight, and if we can't get it charged up, we'll probably have to get a new battery and see if we can turn this bitch over.
Are these carbon fibre monocoques?
I think it's composite.
Composite.
Because the rear lid of the car is composite, I think.
I'm thinking because if it's a monocoque design,
it might not be. Don't quote me on that.
No, I know it's fine, but like if that's the case, then this is actually really easy because Koenigsegg, when they test their cars, they don't destroy the monocoque. They do this kind of crash damage and they shear off the front and just unbolt shit. Yeah, I mean, this might sound crazy, but you guys can quote me on this. We're gonna do pretty much everything in this shop. I think parts wise, and I mean, unless we do need to do any specialized welding or anything, I don't know. I don't think we need to pay any labor, but I'm thinking we're gonna be in this car like 40 grand, I think. 40 grand in 2 months, and we'll have this bitch back to stock, so I don't think it'll be that hard. I cannot wait till we start taking it apart. That's what I want to do. All of this is like cool. I'm already like, let me, yeah. So like I said, Chris was a big help in getting this car, so huge shout out to Chris. I love you, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and FaceTime him and show him the car because he literally has been a part of this since I have been, so I know he's pretty antsy to see it.
Hey, buddy.
Are you ready?
Am I ready? Yeah, dude. Show me.
Okay, here we go.
Hey!
Dude, it looks pretty good. Hey.
Oh, wait, why is there Calvin in it, dude? All right, refund. Send it back.
You can see where it's like all screwed up, but that one support brace that we were looking at looks like it's like a couple bolts. You take it off, and then other than finding out how to make this lower control arm fixed and getting that back on the car, like it's not that bad, but it does look scary.
Dude, you'll be able to fix it. It's no problem.
I'm gonna
Check
B's
out what
for
I'm
build
driving
my way
today.
through.
This is like, it's like a cousin.
I know, it is. Moving on to the rear end of the car, it's actually like perfect. There's a couple little scrapes on the rear diffuser, which again is wrapped in carbon. So I don't know if there's a carbon package because we have carbon on the back and then all this diffuser piece and these fins are a little bit frayed. But other than that, like there's a rear scrape right here. Are any of the body lines screwed up? Is there anything buckling? And I can't see anything at my first notice. Like this side may be a little bit screwed up. It looks like there was like tape or something on here. But you know what this is? This was actually the piece of clear rod that they put on the rear quarter panel.
Yeah! Sorry, Teach, I just broke your windshield.
Oh man, that still hurts a little bit. That still kind of hurts. So moving on to the back half.
Oh, man. Guess what? Who's my favorite team in F1, Teach? Ferrari. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it looks clean back here.
Looks real nice. I want to take this off. I want to see what's underneath. Door number 1, Teach. Can you fold this?
Yeah, this is like, ow, it's like a weird like, oh, ooh. Look at that.
I'd never
Knew that.
Actually, my beersy. No, I did this one. I did the door.
You exploded this one?
Yeah, I exploded that one.
Yeah, so this should be pretty easy to fix. This, from what I saw online, might be difficult to find a white stitching on black leather. I've only found red with black. I haven't found white with black quite yet. So need to do a lot of part searching. Yo!
Oh, what's the glove box?
It's the glove box, but
Can you open it?
oh, I don't know. I don't know where you're supposed to open it from, and it's all like janky.
It's pretty fucked.
Well, I saw underneath. They like tried taking something apart. I'm not sure. Like I said, I wish we had more of a backstory on this. We don't really have that much of a story.
I hope the original owner contacts us. I would love to hear his story.
Yeah, if you owned this car or you know the owner of this car, email me or do something because I want to know the story behind this thing.
Feels good in here.
It does. Oh, I also saw this. Look at this, Cal. There's Ferrari memes in here.
Oh, can we open?
There's one more, yeah.
Care package from Ferrari? It feels, okay, so it feels tough. There's a shell in there. This one feels, ooh, that was
Yeah, this one's all ugly.
What's inside here? A penis pump. Oh no.
50 miles per hour? What does that mean?
You need this for your Bixaflat.
Oh my gosh, that comes with an air compressor. I'm gonna make this the one for the drift track. This will be the one that we bring when we go drifting.
Wait, does it have Ferrari branding on it? That'd be funny.
Take it out, let me see.
Nah.
Nah?
We'll slap a sticker on there. It looked really nice.
We'll spray paint
Oh, what
a
the hell?
Ferrari logo on there. The bag says it, so that's kind of neat.
Fix and Go. That's the brand. What's inside the other one, Teach? Oh, a manual?
This looks like my...
The thing
This
that will
looks-
tell us how to fix
No,
this
this
car.
looks like my toiletry bag that I bring with me when I go traveling.
They're better to be like 458. Why is this so fucked up? Oh,
Because he crashed it? I don't know. It's a funnel and just some tools.
you crashed this bag.
Yeah, what? I don't... Oh!
Oh.
What the fuck is this?
It's to fish out things from
Yeah, so
places.
that's cool. This is...
Oh,
you
shit.
could probably sell this on eBay for $100, dude. Look at that. Ferrari. Look how cool that is, mate.
That Ferrari screwdriver?
Ferrari flathead.
We're gonna put this inside the box.
Oh, look at my Ferrari kit, asshole.
Ferrari memes. Ferrari funnel. Oh, FD? FD filler hole? Teach?
Yeah, that could be good. Woo! Ferrari fuses. Look at these expensive Ferrari pieces.
Oh my goodness. That is
These
a
are-
fuse.
These are big boys.
That is a fuse.
Damn.
Wow, what does that stop? That was a 50.
Well, what I can tell you is I do know what goes on this thing. All right, here we go. Now we're ready. Now this build is official. One thing that's pretty interesting that I have found digging through just some of the wiring harness here is I thought this was originally a radar, which I think it is. It is a radar here, but I think it's also a jammer. So on the inside, he has like an aftermarket system here for his radar. So there's like a control panel here. Then there's like probably like a light up bar that kind of shows strength of the signal. And then if you go to the back of the car, on both sides of the license plates, there's like sensors. My guess is that that is the jammer, which is illegal in California, 1, but 2, really cool. And I'm curious to see if we can get this working again. Before we put this beast to rest tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and hook this car up to a battery tender because as of right now, like I said, battery is completely shot and allegedly runs. So let's hook this thing up let this charge overnight. Wow, what a nightmare to get to. And just like that, the S2000 has been sold. Gonna miss that car. And the mystery Ferrari saga is officially over. I'm excited to dive into this. It's gonna be a big learning process, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. We've never done a rebuild off of a crashed car before. So starting tomorrow, we're gonna see if we can get this Ferrari started. Maybe we can see if we can start ripping apart some of these panels so we can see what pieces that we need to order in so we can get this car fixed and back on the road. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the Ferrari rebuild process, and I will see you guys in the next one.
I'm feeling
Gotta do it for the video. Alright, Calvin, imagine I'm Emily. Hey, Calvin. Hey, oh, I was kidding, man. I was kidding. There is no sippy action going on in this car. Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Hello?
Is this at Nordstrom's? What is this number did I call?
This is my cell phone.
Oh. Do you work at Nordstrom's or something?
No, do you work at Nordstrom's?
No. Somebody just
Oh.
called me from this number and I thought this was Nordstrom's. I'm sorry.
It's all good. Is this Nordstrom's or something? The fuck?